Welcome to a special series of This Week in Canton City Schools, where we'll focus on the mental health and wellness of our kids and our families. I'm Jacqueline Power, the Broadcast Media Program Instructor here at the Timken Career Campus of McKinley High School, and your host today. The Canton City School District continues to partner with the Child and Adolescent Behavioral Health Agency. This agency provides a myriad of resources to the Stark County community and, most importantly, to our students within CCSD. Each month will feature resources and strategies to help the mental well-being of our young people. On this episode, we are talking with Ashlie Lamp, CNA Case Manager Supervisor, so sit tight. All of that starts right now. As we continue to look for ways to balance the demands of the day-to-day life and the obstacles we can face, our mental health and wellness continues to be at the forefront of the needs of our young people. This continued series of shows with the Child and Adolescent Behavioral Health Agency will provide all kinds of different ways to address the needs of our youth in regards to mental health and wellness. Today, our guest is Ashlie Lamp, who is the Program Manager for Case Management. Ashlie's been a guest on the program before, so we're welcoming her back. And so it's been a little while since you were here last on the set, so just kind of remind our viewers a little bit about yourself. Where'd you grow up? Where'd you go to school? And then, of course, how did you end up at CNA?
Sure, thanks for having me.
Yeah.
So I actually grew up in Massillon. I went to Massillon Washington High School, graduated from there, got my undergrad degree in social work at Malone University, and then went to Case Western Reserve University, where I got my master's degree in social work. So how I started at CNA was I actually interviewed for an internship first for my graduate program. So I started as an intern, went into case management, so I've actually done the job that I'm overseeing now. I've done almost everything now.
Yeah.
I've done early childhood prevention, AOD prevention, case management, office-based therapy, school-based therapy, supervising, and now my current role as the person who oversees case management department.
So it sounds like you've already told us about all the various roles you've had.
Yes.
Did you leave anything out?
I don't think so.
Okay. All right.
That's enough, right?
Yeah, no, it feels like a whole list of things. So you've been in this current role for about a year and a half. How has the program grown and changed in that time frame?
I feel like things are constantly changing. I would say the clientele we're serving just becomes more and more diverse, with more and more diverse presenting concerns and challenges. That's probably about it.
So just a wide range. So
yeah.
Being able to serve all kinds of different parts of our community, which is great. Like that means it's growing and it's reaching all the right people. So I feel many of our viewers have heard the term case management. At CNA, your case managers are called QMHS?
Yes.
Okay. Please provide a clear explanation of that in relation to mental health, and what are those roles and expectations of them?
So case manager and QMHS, which is a qualified mental health specialist, they're kind of interchangeable terms. What I would say is when you think of like stereotypical case management, it's a lot of connecting and linkage and referral to additional resources that people might need. Our QMHSs do much, much more than that. That's just a small part of what they do. So our case managers have the ability to work one-on-one with the kids and families that we're involved with and teach them coping skills, strategies for decreasing suicidal ideation and self-harm behaviors. They work with parents and teach them parenting strategies, work with schools and help school staff be able to manage the behaviors. So just like an all-encompassing role where they get to help the kid where they are, they get to help the family where they are, and kind of work all of the systems all at once.
Sounds like a weighty responsibility. So tell me a little bit about the different populations that they serve.
Sure. So we have kids all across Stark County. We start as early, I would say we have some 3-year-olds and go all the way up to really like 22, 23. Obviously, with our minors, a lot of the work is also done with the family because you don't get a lot of progress unless your whole system is integrated, and we're helping those parents because kids spend much more time with their parents than they do their QMHS. And then more so on that adult age, it's more individual work, helping them learn life skills and applying for jobs and things like that.
Okay. So now that our viewers kind of understand what case management services are, does a client have to be in therapy to have a QHMS?
Not necessarily. So every client that comes in goes through an intake assessment, and at the time of the intake assessment, the assessor determines what the clinical needs are for that client. Sometimes we will do a case management only if the assessor feels like that is enough to help the client. And then sometimes we'll work in tandem with therapists and do like a team up, and let's collaborate and figure out how we can help this client move forward in the best way.
If a client is utilizing case management services, is a QMHS provider able to go into a school setting and work with the client? Are the services usually held outside, in another location or setting? Like, where does that happen at?
So the awesome thing about case management is it can be provided anywhere. So we do a lot of school-based visits during the school year. Outside of that, there's home visits. Our people meet in parks. We work in collaboration with all of the county YMCAs, so we have a partnership where our staff can take clients to the YMCA and start helping to engage them in healthy coping skills like exercise. They can meet pretty much anywhere, wherever the client is.
Meet them where they're at.
Yes.
So those nice wraparound services, and then the environment, wherever the environment is, and you're able to meet them where they are, which is great. So depending on the age of the client, what are some of the different scenarios or skills a QMHS may work on with that client?
So we work with a lot of kids with ADHD. So we'll be helping them learn some strategies to increase their focus, collaborating with like medical departments. We work with a lot of kids that parents struggle with managing the behavior, so a lot of that work is teaching parenting strategies, helping schools and parents set up behavior management programs to help the child be more successful. Maybe working with like our teens who might be struggling with substance use, working on refusal skills, so lots of different things they can do.
Okay, so what is the end goal of a client working with one of the QHMSs, and how long is the client usually using that provider?
So I don't like to give a time frame for that because every single client is different. Their presenting concerns are different, their diagnoses are different, and even within the same diagnosis, the presentation is different. So I never like to put a time frame to it. It really just depends on how engaged the client and the family are, and how much they're willing to work towards recovery. What was the first part of your question?
Yeah, the first part, I feel like I jumped around a little bit. So is the provider able to go, we answered that one, sorry. So depending on the age of the client, what's the end goal?
End goal is obviously teaching them the skills and strategies that they need to be successful, whether it's coping skills or just general life skills. The goal is not to be involved in case management services forever. We want to teach the clients the skills so that they can go out into the world on their own and be successful and improve their functioning.
Yeah. How many QMHS providers currently do you supervise, and how are they divided up in the county by school, districts, area?
Sure. We currently have 9 are working to continue building our program. So there's 9 of them, and then 3 of us that supervise, myself and 2 other therapists that do like that dual role. We do try to keep people within certain school districts within the county. We have a few people who are in multiple districts, but districts that kind of butt up against each other, to try to make the job a little easier so they're not driving all over the county.
So it is a little bit with region and obviously by school districts. So that makes sense. If someone is interested in becoming one, to join your team of 9, what type of degree would the person need, and does CNA provide training?
So we like the undergraduate degree in like a psychology, social work, just a related field that kind of gives them the education and training and background that they would need to be able to help kids. And we do ongoing training. The training never stops. So my team meets monthly for trainings and then also monthly for just regular meetings as a team. But during our monthly trainings, we teach them skills like CBT skills and DBT skills, and we just do a lot of ongoing training.
So continue to grow the skills as the industry changes.
Correct.
And like you said at the beginning, the need base, and as the clientele kind of change and that diversifies, like it makes sense that you all would go through, you know, kind of whether it be every month, every other month, whatever it is, just kind of that ongoing piece. Sure. So again, if someone is interested in the field, what is the best way to get in contact with you so that they can kind of maybe talk to you or set up a time to come in or something like that?
Sure. So they can call the office and punch in my extension. They can also send resumes to recruiting@childandadolescent.org. They can also go to the website and click on careers and go through that, and information gets sent to me from the recruiter.
Perfect. So all the information they would need to know will be on the website, or
Yes.
they can give the office a call and maybe just ask for you then. Okay, perfect. Anything else you wanted to add? Because I feel like I hope we didn't skip over anything. So anything else?
I think we got everything.
Think you got it
I would
all?
just like to add that case management is awesome, can be a huge benefit for our clients and families.
Yeah. Which it is, like giving back and being able to help someone else. I mean, that's key to really any like fulfillment. I guess because I'm an educator, I can say that. You always want to help someone else. So thank you for all that information today and all of those resources. So for more information on this topic and so much more, you can visit the CNA website, www.childandadolescent.org, or you can call the CNA office at 330-433-6075. Thanks to Dan Mucci, Mission Advancement Director, for helping coordinate this episode and future episodes in this partnership. As for the TV11 staff, we'll continue to bring you an inside look at the district each week during the regular school year, in addition to this series of shows on mental health and wellness. So if you're a staff member and would like to have a feature story on our program, please email me at power_j@ccsdistrict.org. We'd love to have you into the studio to showcase the valuable experiences our kids have here at the Canton City School District and the supports we have in place to educate the whole child. Please visit our website at ccsTV11.com, where you can get information on all of our shows and watch us on your favorite device. We'll see you next time.